Bespoke Jitter Charts, Jitter Bar Chart, and this is what it looks like. Taking what we've learned from the last lesson, in terms of using the random function to create a jitter effect, we are now going to apply this to our actual data and create a visualization using this technique. This is just a start, as we will perform more and more examples of using the jitter technique. So let's open up Tableau desktop. So we will get started by loading our Superstore dataset. Click on Microsoft Excel, locate your file, double click on Superstore. And now from here, I want us to take orders and drop this onto the query panel. View your data, it all looks good. Let's click on Sheet 1. From here, we will start by creating several calculations. Let's create a calculated field. We are going to call this X, and we are just going to put the undocumented random function in this. Click OK. We want to create a Y. We are going to use the same random function but multiply it by 1, just to make sure that X and Y have different values. Now I want us to take X, drop that onto columns. I want us to right click, convert to dimension. I want us to take Y, bring that onto rows, right click, dimension. I want us to take product name and drop that onto details. I want us to take category and drop that onto color. I want us to also convert category into an attribute. I don't want it to be involved in the actual calculations or level of details or table calculations to come. Now I want us to take region and drop that onto columns. Nice and easy. And just to make things run a lot smoother and quicker, let's take order date, drop that onto the filters, filter by year, and let's just filter on 2020 for now. Let's show this filter. Nice and easy so far. The key is that now what I want us to do is to modify the y-axis based on the percentage. So we are going to divide, or at least remove or reduce the value from 1 to the percentage of total for each region. We are going to do this by creating a level of detail expression. If you've not used LODs before, do not worry. So I'm just going to call this LOD bar height. And what we are going to do is create a fixed expression with region, colon, sum of cells, curly bracket. Nice and simple. So this will give us, don't forget to close your sum bracket, this will give us the cells for each individual region, and we are going to divide this by cells for the entire thing, and have to remember to close my brackets. So this will give us a percentage value. What I want to do is take this value, just so we can see it, is to bring this up and drop this between region and X. I want us to right click on this and convert it to a discrete. So now you can actually see the percentage. What we are going to do is modify the Y calculated field. And instead of multiplying by 1, I want to multiply this by the LOD bar height. Let's click apply. Let's click OK. And as you can see, the height of the bar is now based on the percentage value. And from here, it's just about having fun and formatting now. So let's take cells and drop that onto size. Let's change the mark type to circle. Let's increase the size a bit. Let's click on color and change the opacity to 80%. Let's hide the y-axis, we don't need to see that. We also don't need to see the X header. I can now format, and I can remove the grid lines to 0 lines. Let's format borders and remove the row divider. And then for the column divider, as I always do, let's turn this into dashes. You can see this is being built out quite nicely. The one last thing I want to do is have the total sales value. So let's create a table calculation for that. So let's create a calculated field. Let's call it TC sales. We've written this calculation so many times now that it should be second nature to you all. So Windows sum of sales. Let's click OK. Now we are going to drag this and drop it just left of X. I now want us to right click on this, convert it to discrete. Alright, it's gone a bit crazy, but we will adjust our table calculation. So right click on TC cells, go to edit table calculation, and I want us to make sure that X and Y are included. I want region to be removed and just product name. And I want product name to be on top. Let's click OK or close. Now let's move the TC cell to the left so it's on top. It's all about formatting now. Let's right click on TC cells, click on format. Let's change this to be bold, Tableau bold. How about 14? And for the number type, currency, United States. Let's make this 0 decimal place. Let's click on the bar height. Let's format this to a percentage. Let's also increase the size a little bit. Lastly, we can hide the following. We don't need to see this anymore. Maybe a little bit of formatting, a little resizing. But finally, rename your sheet to Jitter Bar Chart. And here we have it. We've taken the jitter technique and now we're applying our data to it. So we're building a visualization, something you can engage and interact with. Admittedly, it looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. However, it's engaging and you can see some interesting insights here. If anything, you can definitely query your data. So, hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you had fun and I hope you're ready to move on to the next one.